Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into Hunter x Hunter's top 10 most powerful characters. Hunter x Hunter is packed with different kinds of strength, so nailing down a top 10 is tough. That being said, all of these characters are insanely powerful in their own right, and you could probably argue for some major reshuffling here. Make sure you channel that excitement within and smash that like button. And if you want to keep seeing videos like this one, you know the deal. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Without further ado, let's jump into it, starting with the honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, in no particular order. 1. Nanika, Aluka, Zoldyck. Okay, let's start with an absolute wild card. Nanika, or Aluka Zoldyck, is literally a cheat code in this series. Technically, it's a Dark Continent calamity possessing Aluka, one of the infamous 5 great threats. Nanika can grant wishes and has powers we barely understand, making it near impossible to place her within typical power rankings. She's here as an honorable mention just because she's too hard to classify and kind of functions as a team-up between Nanika and Aluka. 2. Shai-A-Poof. Next, we've got Shai-A-Poof, one of the Chimera Ant Royal Guards. He's clever, crazy strong, and has some impressive NEN abilities, but honestly, his power isn't really about one-on-one fighting. He's more of a utility character, using his abilities to manipulate others and alter situations rather than purely overpowering enemies. Insanely powerful, yes, but not quite right for the top 10. 3. Prince Tserednich. Moving along, let's talk about Prince Tserednich from the Karkin Empire. He's got huge potential as a NN user, even being set up as one of the great villains of the series. But as talented as he is, he's still a beginner. We may see him climb into the top 10 ranks later, but for now, he's staying here as an honorable mention. 4. Gyro. Speaking of characters with crazy potential, there's Gyro. This guy's past and hinted strength scream future antagonist. I'd love to see him go up against Gon one day. If Togashi's health holds up, we might get more of Gyro, but until then, he stays as a wait-and-see honorable mention. 5. Chrollo Lusilfa. And finally, we've got Chrollo Lusilfa, leader of the Phantom Troop. Chrollo has the skill, intelligence, and cunning to easily make the top 10, but it's so crowded at the top that he just barely misses out here. I know this one might be controversial, but trust me, I thought long and hard about it. Alright, now we're down to the core list. Time to dive into the top 10 most powerful characters in Hunter x Hunter. Top 10, Countdown 10. Kurapika. Kicking things off with Kurapika. Now, Kurapika's strength is situational, especially against the Phantom Troop, thanks to his unique NN abilities. He's got his chains and his sheer determination for revenge, which give him an insane edge. Kurapika is incredibly smart and a great strategist, so if you're putting him up against most enemies in the Hunter x Hunter universe, he's got a solid chance. But I'll admit, he has what I call the protagonist buff, too, which boosts him just enough to take this number 10 spot. 9. Hisoka. In 9th place, we've got the ever-eccentric Hisoka. Sure, he lost to Chrollo in their last fight, but with post-mortem NN, something we'll see more of in the future, I bet. Hisoka's strength has only grown. He's a solo fighter through and through, someone who thrives in the chaos of one-on-one duels. Hisoka's versatility and unpredictability make him a nightmare for just about anyone. 8. Xeno Zoldyck. Coming in at number 8 is Xeno Zoldyck, the patriarch of the Zoldyck family. Xeno is one of the oldest and most experienced NN users we see in the series, and even though he's way past his prime, his strength and wisdom put him on a whole other level. If you're in a fight with Xeno, don't think for a second he's going down easily. Togashi even said he's a master of Nen in his field, which is pretty insane. 7. Mentuthuyupi. Yupi, one of the Chimera Ant Royal Guards, takes the 7th spot. Yupi really leans into the Chimera part of Chimera Ant. He can morph his body to adapt to any kind of threat, which makes him incredibly versatile in combat. If not for the damage from the Rose Bomb, I think he'd be an even more massive threat. Yupi was strong enough to challenge the best, and he's just a pure powerhouse. 6. Nefer P2. Rounding out the Royal Guards is Nefer P2, who is arguably the strongest of the 3. P2 was a healer and a fighter all rolled into one, with NN abilities that could heal nearly any injury given enough time. The The way she balances both offensive and defensive skills is incredible. I mean, just imagine what she could have done with more time to develop. But based on what we saw, P2 was a seriously terrifying opponent. 5. Ging Phrixus. Now we're getting into the top 5, kicking it off with Ging Phrixus, Gon's dad. Ging is shrouded in mystery. We know he's powerful, but we haven't seen the full extent of his abilities. Still, given his reputation and Togashi's hints, we can guess he's up there among the best. Ging may not have as many flashy feats as others, but the guy's got insane potential and an aura that just screams power. 4. Beyond Netero. In 4th place, I've got Beyond Netero. As the son of Isaac Netero, Beyond has a lot to live up to, and based on what we know, he's holding his own. This guy has traveled to the Dark Continent and survived, which alone is a huge flex. He's definitely being set up as a big antagonist, not necessarily evil, but a complex character who doesn't align with the heroes. He's got the same tenacity as his father, which says a lot. 3. Isaac Netero. Starting off the top 3 is the legendary Isaac Netero himself. Now, there's a case to be made for putting both Beyond and Ging above him, considering Netero is out of his prime. But unlike the others, we've actually seen Netero's strength on full display, especially in his iconic showdown with Meruem. For me, that's enough to secure his spot here. The fact that he held his own against Meruem speaks volumes about his power level. 2. Adult Gon. Alright, now for number 2, we've got Adult Gon. I know this might be a bit controversial since it's not really Gon's true strength, but more of a one-time boost. Still, seeing Gon in that form was jaw-dropping, and it would feel wrong to leave him out of the top spots. P2 was terrified of him, which says a lot considering how powerful she was. Adult Gon's power boost put him above just about anyone else in the series, at least temporarily. 1. Meruem. And finally, at the top spot, we have Meruem, the king of the Chimera Ants. I mean, who else could it be? Meruem was just on a whole other level. Netero put everything he had into their fight, and even then, it took a literal nuclear bomb to stop him. Meruem continuously evolved, getting stronger every time he consumed more Nen. He didn't seem to have any kind of ceiling. If he'd survived, I think he'd have grown even more dangerous. You can argue Adult Gon might have had a shot, but even that would have been close. So, that's my top 10. Hunter x Hunter has so many powerful characters that it's almost impossible to narrow it down, and like I mentioned, this list could definitely change, especially as we get more content from the Succession War arc, or even if we get deeper into the Dark Continent arc. What do you think? Did I miss anyone? How would you rank them? Share your top 10 down in the comments because I'm super curious to see your take. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and ring the bell for more awesome content. If you guys have some ideas, drop them in the comments. Until next time, keep those NEN abilities sharp.